see, what are these? Whoopsies! Ouch! Oh, hit my finger. Hey, welcome back to Two Stall Garage. Well, today we're gonna throw the whole works at this thing as far as the brakes go. If you're looking to do an at-home brake job, but you don't have a large budget, well, Detroitaxle, not a sponsor, but I tell you what, we've had good luck with these. We're gonna do a complete brake job from start to finish. New pads, new pad hardware, new rotors. We're gonna do front and rear, and we're gonna do it for under $200. You can get some brake juice and cleaner. Let's get started. As you can see, you don't have to have a ton of space to do a brake job. I did complete this side, passenger side, and now we're going to go ahead and do the driver's side, and I'm going to take you through the front and the rear. Moose is in the shop with us today, aren't you, buddy? 18s or 19s. This is a 2009 Ford Taurus. We've been working on it if you've been following along. We're just a couple days away from painting this thing. Maybe not even that. We might sand a little bit tonight. Get the settings right here. Hi, Tinley. Come on in.
Okay.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm working on the car. Moose is happy to see you, huh?
Let's do this.
Boy, he's excited.
It's these.
Mooser. That's a flashlight. Did you go to Aberdeen? Was it fun? Yeah, that's good. Should I help you go inside? You can stay with me. Close the door, okay? Close it tight. Push. Yeah. Good job. Give me 5. Say cheese.
Cheese. Yeah.
Should we keep taking this off? So you must have had fun in town, huh? Thank you. Just started working on it. I moved all that snow out of the way out there in the wood. Shouldn't take too long. Just looking at this here, these pads look pretty good. Rotor actually looks okay too, but on the other side we lost pads. We lost a pad, and that's what prompted the brake job. Whoopsies. Oh boy. Lost the batteries. Keeps on going. Harbor Freight for the win right there. So lost a pad on the other side, and decided we better have a look-see. Goodness, I'm having problems hanging on here. And that was on the last video where we replaced the hub assembly. And we are going to replace the hub assembly on this one as well. As far as that goes, I will speed that up considerably. Come on. At-home brake job under $200. Can you believe that? Hopefully it's still the case. We bought these pads a little while ago. So we were anticipating doing a brake job on this. Like I said, the other two sides are done. This side is left to do, front and back. So those are 13 mils. The nuts that hold the caliper on. Let's see, what is this one? All right, the bracket is 18 mil. That's better. Didn't drop it. It's kind of fighting me a little bit coming out. It's coming though. There we go. One more. I'm going to go ahead and show you the hub replacement. Like I said, I'll do it quicker, but I'm going to show you a little trick to getting those 4 bolts out that hold the hub on. Battery stayed in that time. Thanks for the flashlight, Lane. Much appreciation. Ouch! Oh, hit my finger. There we go. I'm going to show you a little tip dealing with this. We're going to do that shortly. Remember, your pins always go to the inside, at least on this Ford. On other Fords as well. I can tell that I had this rotor off before because of the anti-seize on the rotor. And because of that, let's see if this pays off here. Oh yes. Come on out of there. It's rusted on the back, but that's expected. What we would do, if we weren't replacing this hub, we'd just go ahead and put the new rotor on, make sure we clean it off, etc., and move on with that process. But I'm going to replace this. This is going to be the part number for your hub, 513223. Show you what it looks like. They normally come with instructions. This one didn't, as far as your foot-pounds. This nut right here, when you go to tighten it back up, it's going to be 258 foot-pounds of torque. This isn't one of these that you got to spin while you torque it up. You just got to make sure you have it off the ground just like it is, and then torque it down. Got a nice new shiny part. Whoopsies! All right, what do we got here? This is a 32. Might be a 31, I'm not sure, but 32 is going to work. We're not going to be using this hub over, so if you hit these things, it's not a huge deal, but try not to. There we go. You can see that. And the key is I just use a rubber mallet. Works good. Works good for removing ice too. Don't do it on your vehicles though, unless you want to leave a lot of dents. It's an inside joke. If you're a subscriber, check out that ice removal video. Silly stuff. Let's see, what are these? I'm trying to remember here. Let's see, here we go. On. Gotta push the axle back just a little bit if you're replacing your hub assembly. Kind of works to just leave that on there for now. It's gonna be a 15 with an extension. You're not gonna need to use an impact gun. Suppose you can if you can get back there. I cannot. So I'm gonna show you how it goes here. These are an absolute bear. At least the other side was. I don't think this will be much different. It's the same car. Are they set? Can I get on there? Get on there. Oh man, nope, not happening. I could really wrench on it, but I'm not gonna do that. All right, got some heat on there. Let's see if that's enough. Hopefully it is. Don't touch it, by the way. Look at that. Come on out of there. There it is. Woo! Don't touch it. I put just a tiny little bit of heat on this one down here. See if that's enough. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna heat all the rest of these up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is for your hub replacement, of course. Okay, all 4 are out. Came out nice and easy with the propane torch. Slip that back under there, needs a little leverage. Just make sure you take your wheel nut off, your axle nut. All right, now we're ready. That's a little better. These don't need to be necessarily snugged up. Just so we got some good thread on them so it holds. Don't ruin your thread. If you got old lock nuts, if you've got old lug nuts, use those. But I don't know a lot of people that do. Now it should come off. Little slide hammer. It's coming, believe it or not. That was a bugger. That one was holding on for dear life. Little flashlight's trying. There's the old one. Don't want to handle it too much. It's warmed up. It's hot. Here's your brake clean that you get with the Detroit axle kit. Spline is nice and clean, the threads look good. All right, let's put the new hub on. Where's it go? Where'd it go? Anybody see it? Anybody? Where in the world? Here it is. Nice and clean going on. All right, the hub's on. Look at that. It looks nice and pretty. Mating surface is all cleaned up. I went ahead and took the wheel speed sensor off. This is your analog brake sensor. We'll put that right back in. It's going to be a little 8mm bolt. There we go. All right, back to the task at hand, the brake job, right? All right, well, while we got our caliper up in our face, we're going to go ahead and just back these in. These are pretty simple. Loud. For the rear, you're going to want to use this adapter. Front, it's just going to be flat. See if I can get you a look here. There we go. Now I just do one at a time and I don't have any problems with it. Should go in nice and smoothly. This one does anyways. Last one did too, thankfully. There, it's bottomed out. Nice and pushed in. The axle nut is on, torqued to 258 foot-pounds. Everything here is complete with the hub assembly. Let's go ahead and throw some gloves on. We'll take a look at the caliper bracket, put some new pads in that. Here we go. All right, caliper bracket. One of the easy ways to know which way it goes is these pins are always on the back side, or the side that's towards the car, based on this. Seal glide, anti-seize. Yep. Typically I'll clean these up, so I'll go grab my glasses. Oh, what'd you do? That's actually the second time I've done that. I'm not cleaning up the shaft on these, doesn't need to be done. Well, you guys still in view? Yep. Okay. Well, anyways, you can see this had quite a bit of pad left on it. That's good. We're going to actually face it just like this. We'll take out this pad. Quite a bit on that one as well. Don't need them anymore. We're just going to keep them to compare the other brakes. Actually, I already did that last time. Okay. Get in there. Sometimes you get a little air pocket trapped in these. If that's the case, you can just take a little, just a little like pick and pull out the membrane so that we can get that air out of there. These seem just fine. Done with that for now. I like to take the hardware out and I set it in the way that it is supposed to go back in. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm just going to put it right over here, kind of out of sight, but you know what I'm doing. You can set it down just like that, basically. Go. A lot of times people will try to take a wire wheel and just clean these off, but it doesn't really get the lifted spots out. Let's see if I can. So I'm just going to take a little file I've got here and we'll get that out. We'll get all of them off. Really makes a big difference on putting the new calipers in. Keeps them from seizing up. Here's your pads. Smaller ones are going to be the rear. It's crazy the difference. Here's the rear. Let's leave these out. Get some new bolts for the rear. This is your rear hardware. It's smaller. And I got the front hardware somewhere. What did I do with that? Anybody know? Get a little bit of brake grease, anti-seize. If you want to use that, you don't have to buy your own. Doesn't take much. Here's the front pads. So let's move this over. I gotta find that hardware real quick. Looking for these. Here we go. Put them in the rear box. All right, these things just snap in real nicely. So I'm just gonna compare how they go. And we'll get them in there. Just like that. Could always reuse these. I wouldn't even really recommend cleaning them up. If you did want to clean them up, you clean up right here. Just so it could slide a little easier maybe. Don't worry about the rest of it as long as it still holds in. But in our case, we got new ones. We're going to use the new ones. Detroitaxle really hooks you up. I'd like to maybe check out and see what the price is right now on these. I probably ordered these about 6 months ago. You know how things change, especially in these present days. A little bit there. Everything's going up. You can get these on Amazon or you can get them on eBay. I think this set we got off of eBay. We did. So make sure you don't get any on your pad. If you do, wipe it off. It's not the end of the world. Just wipe it off before you put it back on. And if you did everything right, most times it should just slide right in. Have a little bit of resistance to hold the pad there. Put that one too. If it's tight, typically it means that there's a raised spot because of rust. So go ahead and grab your file it down. Those are really cheap at Harbor Freight, those files. I think I paid about $5 to $7 for it. And that's it. We're going to put them in there just like that. Pins are good. Let's take this over. Let's see, we'll grab our anti-seize. Grab our new rotor. This is a new front rotor, our 54157, specific to the 09 Taurus. Fits other things as well. Old hub, old rotor. Do a little bit of comparing. Looks good. Just going to take that off for a second, do a little anti-seize on the hub. There we go. That'll help so you can get this rotor off. Next time you're going to do a job, if you need to take it off. And then typically the front you're going to put some anti-seize on it as well. But if you put anti-seize on your hub, you put that on there like that to get the brake rotors cleaned off, then you really don't need to worry about it too much. Grab a rag. Let's see, are we lined up? There's our hole right there. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of anti-seize on the outside of this. That's so your tire comes off next time. T40. This has got a little bit of anti-seize in that hole there. That's going to help it out so it comes out for the next guy or for the next time I need it out. There we go. Don't over torque it. Make sure you got it flat. Make sure it's all the way on there. In this case it is. I'm just going to put some medium strength thread locker on there. Never really used to do this. These are for the caliper bracket bolts. But you really can't go wrong with medium strength. Well, this is maybe even, I don't know, the lightest. It's grade C. So, don't know how strong it is, but it's gonna be just fine. I'll tell you that much. Do what you need to do though. Here's our bracket with our new pads. Look at that, looks nice. New hardware's installed. Excellent. If you've got your rotor on the way it's supposed to go, you know, all the way mated up with that T40 screw, it'll line right up for you. Let's get the top one on. I'm gonna swing this around here, give me just a little more room. Those bolts are 18s. Click, click. All right, where's our other bolts? These should be it. Oh! All right, let's grab our caliper here. Look at that, didn't even knock the light down. These are flat up again. I'll have to take a look at that when I edit. I don't remember showing you guys this. Boy, it's nice to see those new brake pads on. We can push those all the way up now. Right up against the rotor there. There we go. Bleeder valve's always on top. It's our 13. Click there. Click there. All right, so this should be able to move a little bit. It does. Excellent. You can see how it moves a little bit. This side's missing its dust shield, which is okay. Speed sensor is intact. You got the hub in, hub torqued, all the bolts torqued that hold onto the hub in the back, rotor on, caliper bracket on, new pads, new hardware, anti-seize where it needs to be. The pins are good, and the caliper. And that's going to be a wrap on the front tire, but we're going to go to the rear here. Let's just put this on real quick. What do you guys think this car is going to look like black? Think it'll look good? I think so. So you get some satisfaction. You can get a little bit of a workout. Can't go wrong there. Good stuff. Gonna go on. These get torqued down to 100 foot-pounds. And we'll do that here shortly. Probably just do it right now. Look at this. Are we off enough for this? Not quite. Perfect. Okay, we're back at the driver's side, rear, and this is going to be even easier than the front. So stand by for this. This tire should freely rotate when it's up. One, two, three, four, five. Tread looks good. Look at all this. There's a rock. Well, I guess that happens, but there's a ton of mud in here. The life of a rear wheel tire on the gravel roads. Let's see here. Can we get ourselves a light to stick up in here anywhere? Not really. We got the rotor loose. Let's go ahead and take our caliper off. Then we'll grab the caliper bracket right after that. See what these are. 13s, I think, again. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, what do you guys do? What is that happening? There we go. Looks okay. That one was a little bit better. The underneath of the car looks pretty good. Doesn't look like it has a lot of rust. Just on these, on the fenders, it does. Now on the rockers down here, we're gonna have to fix that. Stay tuned for the next video on that. Looks like we're about toast as far as that one goes. We got here, and I got some 15s. The 15s are going to be for the caliper bracket. Let me just get the caliper off here first. What's everybody up to today? There we go. Oh man, it's tight. Sitting on my knees, I don't have a ton of leverage here. There we go. If you made it to this point, you'd be halfway done almost, I guess, to say almost. And you just have the other two sides, or the other two on the other side to do, but of course we've got that done because we did that in advance just because we're trying to move it forward here. Didn't know if I was going to do a video on this. but I'm glad we are. It's good to hang out in the shop. Can't grab that one. This thing just kind of gets in the way. Ouch, watch your finger. Watch the brake line too. Ah, it's coming. Oof, goodness. Whew. Bushings look good. That's a good deal. Come on out of there. Those pads are brand new. Years ago. You can see how this one's got 4 different brake pad pieces of hardware in there. These all are still greased up pretty good. Obviously we're gonna refresh them. Let's take it over to the workbench. Different brackets, same procedure. That grease is kind of drying up a little bit. This one wasn't as bad. You can take the boots off if you want to. I'm not going to worry about that. They're okay. I don't see any reason to. They're not caked. Make sure you've got your these back ones, I should say, are a little different. Make sure the one with the rubber thingamabob goes into the same thingamabob. Let's keep these in order. Remember, this is for the rear. Rear brake pads are quite a bit smaller. I don't know why. Grab your glasses and clean these up one at a time. Oh man, thankfully it didn't fall down this time again. It's not locked in. I always forget to lock it in. Yeah, there you go. These are the back ones that get the air bubbles in them sometimes. Heard that one pop. That's good. Yes, a little bit there. All right, those are good. Okay, let's pull our pads out. Yeah, those are excellent condition too, but we're doing a complete brake job here, so it's okay. You can tell, look at the wear pattern on that. I don't know what caused that, but they should be replaced. Could you get away with it? Sure. If you want to, probably. But is it the safest thing to do? No. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, we'll lock that in. This hardware is a little bit more picky about how it goes in. A little flaring outside. This is your top that clicks in. So when I take these off, I'm going to put them back on the bench just the same way they came off, so I can line them up again. I'm not going to rotate this thing at all. And as with most brake pad jobs, what comes next? The file. P1071 is a part number from detroitaxle for the hardware. At least that's what it's telling me. And we're going to reference again so we know which way they go. These are very particular. And the good part about it is they really clip on there. This one goes to this side. go. It was being silly. Here are the bolts. I'm not going to worry about using those. I don't think we're going to need them. The other ones are just fine. It's not a high torque bolt. Let's grab our anti-seize again for our brake pads. Alright, now with these you're going to have to take it out of the vise. You can actually put it on the car and put them on if you want to. Oh, whacked you guys. Remember, these go towards the car. You have to actually go, you can go up and in, I suppose. But for one of these, you got to go from the inside out, if that makes sense. No, I'm not really holding it where you can see it very well. Squeeze it in there. These things are just super duper picky. Silly thing. We're gonna get it though. Don't even sweat it. Why these things are so goofy. I'm gonna back you guys out a little bit so you can see a little better maybe. There we go, there's one in. Now we'll do the hard side, which still really isn't hard, just take your time. Simple stuff. Oh yeah, this is the one we gotta go inside here. Up and under. Or something like that. Typically what I do is I'll just push down on this pad just a little bit. See if I can get it to slide in. Come on, I know you can do it. There we go, we're in. There you go. Easy as pie. Now I did get just a little bit, not much, but a little bit of anti-seize on this pad here, so just gonna get it off of there. Comes off pretty easy. No big deal. All right, let's take it over to the car. Gotta take this rotor off. It's not the right rotor. Whoa, okay, so there it is. This back rotor, this is a little bit wider, but a little bit skinnier than the front rotor. Come on. What am I missing here? What's the deal? Being silly? That's better. Yep. Put some anti-seize in that T40 hole again to hold on our brake caliper. You know, I think in the last video, I said I wasn't going to use this thing, but I think it's kind of coming in handy just so I can hold that rotor on there while I manipulate it around a little bit. So, all good with that. Now you're fully seated. Yep. Okay, down here we go. These are going to be our 18s, I do believe. I think they're 18s. You guys remember? '15s, not 18s, they're 15s. It's just about snugged up. Let's grab this here. Now I can take these and just squeeze them in. And now we're going to go ahead and work on pushing in this brake caliper piston. And this is a turn and tighten type of job back here. Let's see here. That's good. All right, I hope you guys can see. I'm trying to fit in here. It's not an easy task. For the front, you can use just this flat one. Pushes the pistons right in. You don't have to turn or anything. For the rear, you're going to want to grab something like this. This is a number 6. Just go right onto the plate here, just adapts to it. These are going to grab right in these grooves here. So let's get this in. And grab the 7/8 and I'm going to turn it as I go. It's a little bugger to get started. We're going clockwise here. Clockwise with the turn, counterclockwise with the wrench. This takes a little bit. It's going, it's a slow process, and I wish this had a bigger grabber on it. Maybe they make tools out there that are better. We don't have them here though. It's going. Oh my goodness. Just silly. Don't let this deter you. The other side wasn't this ornery. Just happens. All right, I think that's gonna do it. What do you guys think? Yeah? I hope so. Well, there it is, you can see. Looks flat, looks good. Our brake lines over here look like they're in good shape as well, thankfully. Just don't want to mess those today. Let's pull them up, see if we'll go over. Absolutely. Oh yes, one thing I forgot. And I think that's what I'm running into here. Those notches, you actually have to make sure that they line up with this little notch on the brake pad. I bet that's why I'm not going all the way in on the bottom. Make a big difference on your install. And it's not, these are on the side like this, and I need to turn them like that. So, can I do it with this? Nope. All right, let's see if we can get them to turn here. A little bit more. There we go. All right, now let's see how it goes on. You ready? Set. Look at that. All the way down, much better. That one went in, nice and easy. Now for our top side. You also want to make sure these flat top and bottom are up and down. That'll make a difference too, but we're in on both sides. Now we can tighten them up. There we go. So just to check again, we've got anti-seize where it needs to be. The pins are lubricated, brackets on and torqued, pads are in, caliper is torqued. By torqued, you know what I mean? It's tight, snug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lug nuts. Grab your torque wrench, start it off, 100 foot-pounds. That one is swollen up. Swollen? Swollen? Just double check now. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes. Whoa, careful, good thing we're painting this. Uh-huh, indeed. Did I check this one? Must have. Well, so there we go, the back is complete, front's complete, both those sides are complete. As you can see. Grab the light here. Brawn. Whoa. Looks pretty in there. Here's our other side. Looks nice. Let's go over to the other side here. Okay, that hood's about ready to be painted. There's our other side. It looks good as well. That's done. Well, that's gonna do it for today's video. There it is, a complete brake job from Detroitaxle. We got front pads, rear pads, both front and rear hardware. We got front and rear bolts as well. Talking about the caliper bracket bolts. We got new rotors for the front and the rear for $199. What a deal. Hope everybody has a wonderful day. I got a mess to clean up. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.